Hey everyone, this is Wild Blade from Tokyo, Japan, and it is currently 2:15 a.m. in the morning. Normally I do a lot of work in video editing at night or from nighttime to early morning when there's not so much traffic outside. So I was actually doing some work on some videos and stuff, but my poor little MacBook Air is starting to give me some problems, right? This is a 2012, late 2012 model that I've been working the hell out of for the past, 7 years now. And I keep this on every day. This is my main computer, so and I carry it around on my bike and stuff all the time. He's finally starting to give me a few issues. So I do know that I'll eventually need to replace this sometime soon, but I really like this computer. And the issue that I'm having right now is that it won't turn on and hold a charge, right? I was having some issues with the actual plug, the MagSafe plug, to where I would plug the computer in, and even though it was connected to a good power outlet, it was not giving power to the computer, and my battery symbol would keep on popping up saying I would keep on getting a battery error saying that it wasn't holding a charge. I've switched the adapter. I made some adjustments by resetting the SMC. So the computer does boot up now, but as soon as you pull the power cable, it just dies because basically the battery is been probably it's probably been overcharged. Well, not overcharged, but it's been charged like so much. So realistically, basically, I'll need to replace the battery in this. So I could go to the Apple store and get this done tomorrow morning. This thing is way out of warranty and I got it secondhand. But there's a much easier way to do this. I'm actually going to replace my own battery sitting at home today so I can just hopefully get this thing back up and running and get back to work and start taking it out without needing a charger. What I did is I ordered a battery kit on Amazon.com. This is the one that I got. It only runs about $60 here in Japan. It's about in. We're gonna play around with this today, and I'm going to show you how I'm gonna replace my battery in my MacBook Air. Right, so this is going to be just a very quick walkthrough on the process of replacing a battery, and then we're going to go through everything step by step. So watch closely. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a 13-inch MacBook Air, and you've also probably discovered that my favorite color is purple. So yeah, this is the one that I'll be working on today with the kit that I just bought off of Amazon. So a lot of times when you have problems with your Macs are generally pretty user-friendly and easy to fix. And they don't really have as much problems as a lot of Windows computers because most of their stuff is proprietary and isn't developed by third parties, right? But when you do have a problem with the Mac, a lot of times they're very difficult to, with Mac hardware, I mean, they're pretty difficult to fix for most users. And Apple did not make this, Apple did that on purpose so that you basically have to go to the Apple Store to fix your stuff, which is good for sales and marketing. But, in this case, like if you don't have a lot of money or you don't have an Apple Store nearby, there are some cheaper options that could possibly work for you. Okay, so what was going on is that even though the plug is plugged in and it's actually connected to a power source, you can see that I'm not getting a green light or an amber light, so there's absolutely like no electricity going through this thing right now that I can tell. So what was happening is when I press the power button, my Mac would turn on and then it would give me this symbol, right? So it's connected to a power outlet right now, but it's still telling me that it cannot start because of a battery issue, right? So let's see, what I could do is you can try resetting the SMC. So if you see this error pop up, the first thing to do is try resetting the SMC so you can, especially after you've already confirmed that there is a power cable connection and that there's nothing wrong with your outlet. So to reset the SMC, you can just hit Option, Shift, and Control. And then you have to press the power button, which I'm going to do with this finger right here. So power button, press right here. And you're going to hold this for about like 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I did it for 15. And then you can release. And now you can try pressing the power button again. And sometimes this works. All right. So my Mac cuts on, yay, right? So that's how you can reset the SMC. And occasionally just resetting the SMC will work. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to log in. So, but you'll notice that I still have like no power indicators, so it's not giving me any information about my battery, whether the thing's like alive or dead. It's just like nothing. So it should be, even if the battery is charged, if the battery has a full charge, I should have a green light. If it's in the process of charging, I should have an amber light. I got nothing. Okay, so still logging in. Okay, so right now my keyboard is lit up, which means that it's still doing something. Okay, keyboard power. This one out. Okay, no sounds, no anything. Let's go ahead and hit the power button again. All right, and we're back to this. So this is the problem that I'm having. So I've got it connected to a power outlet. The MagSafe plug is working, was working normally, but now it's not letting me boot my computer up because of a battery issue. So that's why we're going to be replacing the battery with this one. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to gently flip him over. That wasn't so gentle, but. And we're going to go ahead and get started with this. So I'm holding my camera, so I have to be a little bit careful here, right? And this is where we're going to get started with replacing the battery. So the battery is the issue with this guy. Otherwise, he works just fine, but I cannot unplug it and really carry it around anywhere. I have to always be connected to a power source, right? And it's been that way for years. I've just been kind of lazy and haven't really wanted to change anything, right? So this is the kit that I bought from Amazon. It was delivered within a day because Japan is just like cool like that. So we're gonna like crack him open. And I got this brand of battery because the reviews on it were pretty good from what I saw. So this is what a MacBook Air battery looks like. So this is the proper battery for my MacBook Air 13-inch. I think the model number that I'm running on right now is A1466 or something. Yeah, like, so if you're not sure, before you buy a battery, you want to make sure that you have the right model number. So you're going to look at the model number of your PC right here. So you can see my model number is this one, A1466. So when you're shopping for a battery, check the model number to make sure that you get the correct size for and the correct model that will fit inside of your MacBook Air. Otherwise, you're gonna have to return it. All right. Right, guys? Yes, Walter, you are correct. All right, so let's check out and see what I've got in this kit. So in this kit, I have the actual battery, and I have some screwdrivers. Yay. So one of the biggest complaints that a lot of users have about Apple products is because they're not really designed to be fixed by the user, themselves. They want you to take this thing into the store. So because of that, they don't use standard screws, right? They use these little things right here, right? So I forgot exactly what they're called, but the shape is what is it? A pentagram, I think. So anyway, like you're not gonna just be able to walk into any hardware store and find a screwdriver for these. So you're gonna have to, fortunately for you, if you order a kit, a lot of times they actually have the screwdriver that you need. So we're gonna pop these babies open, and I'm gonna stop the video and like start pulling out some screws. But if you'll notice, I have about like 10 screws here that I'm gonna have to pull out. So I've got 3 on this side, and then like a 2 in the middle, or 4 in the middle, sorry. And the 4 in the middle are a little bit longer, so I'm gonna start with those first, right? So let me stop the video and open up my screwdrivers and get to work. Right, so here I am like removing the first screw from here, and I'm not gonna like take a video of like doing all of these because, well, removing a screw is actually pretty easy. So one thing I noticed about this kit is that it does come with 2 screwdrivers, and the heads on each of these screwdrivers is a little bit different because this battery does work for about 3 or 4 different models of Mac. So I think it does the MacBook Air and maybe MacBook Pro. But either way, you're going to have like if you order this kit, you're going to get the screwdriver that you need. So, but you're only going to need to use one of them, I think. So anyway, I've just pulled the first screw, and it's like not so difficult. Here it is. And I'm going to put this guy over here to where I know where he is. So I tend to separate my screws. And then I'm going to do the other 3 in the middle. And, you know, it's pretty basic. Everybody's screwed something before, I think. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of breeze through this. So, if you're having like a similar issues with your MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, this might not be a bad option for you to try first. Well, for you to try, if you're, this is the short one, right? So these over here are a little bit smaller. Yeah. This is a good option if your Mac is over warranty. Yeah, so this Mac is like way over warranty. Apple Care is not going to cover this thing, and plus I got it secondhand anyway. So, like, I'm not really, you know, eventually I was planning to replace this anyway, but I think I could still get a lot more life out of it. So that's why I'm kind of going this route. So if you've got Apple Care on your Mac and it's still valid and you have a good warranty, then I recommend just taking it to the Apple Store. But if you don't, if your Apple Care has expired or you don't have a warranty, then this might be a good route to go. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the remaining screws very quickly. So I'll stop the video and then I'll start it when I'm back to actually pulling out the battery, right? Okay, so I've just finished removing all of the screws from my MacBook Air. So I've got my 6 small screws over here. I've got my two small screws right here, and then I have my longer screws in the back over here. So we're gonna pop this baby open. So I can reach into the back and just kind of slowly pull this up. Right, you don't want to like press it too much. So just gently like pull around. Yeah, it's hard to do this with one hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and like drop this and open it up properly. Right. Hold on, can I do this? Yay! All right. So it's not really so difficult to open up your MacBook. Bing bong. Whoa. All right, and while I'm in here, I'm gonna dust this baby out. So give me a few minutes. I had no idea what this dusty. But that's another thing that you're going to want to like check for your computer, especially if you know how to open it up. So this thing has not been opened up or blown out or anything. So you can just see like loads of dust. And just by cleaning this out, that's going to extend the life of my MacBook Air. So I'm going to go get a blower and I'll be right back. I'm going to blow all this stuff off and then like we'll get back to changing the battery. All right. So if you got a computer at home, it's always a good idea to keep one of these around. This is my handy dandy air blower. Like I just blow there, nothing into it. There's no liquid coming out of it. But yeah, like just blowing out your computer sometimes and cleaning it can add like 5 years of additional life to whatever you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and blow out this because if you know, as you saw, there's like a ton of dust in here. So it's all up inside the fan and everything. Before we change the battery, I'm going to clean up my Mac right here. So I'm just going to like, you know, gently blow all of this dust out of here. So kind of blow it out at an angle. You know, try to clean everything up a bit, especially the fan right here. So all of this dust in here is going to make my fan kind of run hot. So then I don't want that. So I don't really want to blow it down too much inside. I mean, this thing does have a amount of pressure, so I'm just going to keep on blowing it, but kind of at an angle to try to get it out of the Mac. Okay, gonna go around here. Yeah, so this is definitely a handy tool to have for any Windows or Mac computer. Right. So just blow. And then like what I'll probably do is I'll go ahead and flip this guy over and also blow from the keyboard side to see if I can like flush any of it out. So let me gently do this since the back is off. Right. And then I'm gonna open it up here. Right. And then I'm gonna blow down the front of it as well. Right. And try to get in between the keys, see if I can flush some more of it in the top. But I mean, this Mac has been through a lot. It's taken a lot of beatings. I ride around on my bicycle with the thing just stuck in my book bag, like without a care in the world. So it's been missing some proper maintenance. So I haven't exactly been the best owner for this thing. So I used to work IT for banks and stuff like that. So I know how to do like all of this. And I actually used to work for Apple before as well. So I know how to take care of my Mac, but you know, it's just kind of when you're busy. Yeah, so if you ever get a chance, it's a good idea to at least blow your Mac out. Right, like this thing should be fairly clean right about now. Okay, so that was easy. So now we're going to go ahead and go with the task of removing this battery. Okay, so to remove the battery, what we're going to do is first we're going to look for this tab. So of course everything's off. I have nothing plugged in here, like no power or nothing like that. So it's pretty safe. So I'm just going to look for this right here first, right? So this is the cable kind of connecting this to the power. And if you'll notice, I have another one right over here with my new battery. So I'm going to lift this up if I can get it. And then I'm just going to pull it back like this until it comes out of its socket. Right, so lift it up, pull out, and there we go. So this is disengaged. All right, it's free. And now I'm going to lift the battery out of here. And it's kind of difficult to do this with one hand. Hold on. Sorry, before I lift the battery out of here, there's some screws right here that I need to take out. 1, 2. There's the middle one right here, which is longer. And then like, I'm gonna have to pull these out, right? So I'm gonna get my handy dandy screwdriver and I'm going to see if these are the same size. And apparently they are. So I'm going to unscrew this guy first. Right, and now we're going to lift the battery out of here. So basically it's kind of hard to find an edge, so I'm just grabbing it from this. I'm just gonna pull up gently and remove, and our battery is gone. Yay! And we have all of this extra stuff that we can kind of like play around with and explore later, but we're only focusing on the battery right now. So this battery has been removed, and as you can see the back of this guy, he's got a junkie too, so I'll wipe him off. All right, and then we can start installing our other battery. All right, so give me a second. Okay, so as you can see, I have removed the battery from the MacBook Air. Now, some people do have a question. Well, like they're like, well, if I'm having trouble with my MacBook Air, do I necessarily need the battery? Do I have to have it to like for my MacBook Air to run? So we're going to test that very quickly. So I've got the battery sitting right over there before we stick it in. So we're going to, I'm just going to put the cover on here. Right, this thing is fully powered down, so I'm putting the cover back on it. It is kind of difficult to do with one hand while holding your video camera, but I'm just going to put this right here. And my Mac is turned off, so I'm going to flip him over gently. Right, and then I'm going to take my MagSafe cable and plug it right here. Right, and this guy's got no battery in him at all. Ooh, all right, so, but you'll see that I've got my light here, right? And it cuts on automatically. So there's no battery in this MacBook Air at the moment. So, but the MacBook will still function. Hold on, let me open this up right quick. All right, so yeah, this is my Mac booting up with no, MacBook Air booting up with no battery. Now, functionality-wise, this will still work. You might have some issues with it running a little bit slower or something like that. I'm not really sure because I don't really recommend running your MacBook Air or your MacBook Pro like this. But if your battery is this technique can be used if your battery is a problem. Like for example, if you're having kind of like a similar issue that I was having, where your MacBook won't start at all with the battery in it and you keep on getting a battery error, then you can remove the battery and your Mac will work. But I think that would be a kind of a temporary solution, so I don't really recommend it. So if the battery has like obvious physical issues, if it's starting to expand, if it's overheating, if you're getting constant errors about it, or your Mac simply will not start, it'll just power up and then cut off like mine was doing, then like worst case scenario I would say is that you can go ahead and remove the battery and then like work on your Mac, and then jump on your Mac to order a new battery and then use this technique that I'm showing you right now to replace it if it is possible. Right, and yep, so here I am, I'm in my batteryless Mac. And when I have no battery on my Mac, you notice that my battery icon just vanished, right? So there should be a battery icon right there, but he's like, you got no battery, so he just bounced, right? So there is no battery icon here. But other than that, my Mac will like work just fine. So my clock is behind. Yeah, okay, I know my clock is behind. Sorry about that. But you might have like you might have some issues, some noticeable issues. Nothing that's going to be detrimental to your PC or your ability to use it or anything. But you might have some issues if you don't have a battery in here. So yeah, but I don't like running my my MacBook Air without a battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. But I was just showing you that yes, your Mac will work without, your MacBook Air will work without a battery just fine. All right, so let me go ahead and power this guy down and insert a battery, and then we'll put them back together. Okay, so this is the battery that I just removed, and now we're going to go ahead and put our new battery in here. So I'm going to be very careful with this, like very, very gentle, and I'm going to pick them up. And before I put this in here, some of these do like have barcodes and serial numbers and stuff on them. So you're going to want to probably make a note of these at some point, you know, just in case you have problems. This is a different maker. This is not Apple proprietary brand. So it's a good idea to know which battery you're actually putting in, and just in case there's some issues with it later. But I don't really anticipate there's going to be any. We're going to take this new battery and we're going to slide him into the slots down here. So there's like 2 slots right here on each side. So I'm just going to kind of try to line him up with the slots and the holes. And then we're just going to drop him right on top of the holes here. Right? Try to get him lined up properly. And then once that's there, we're going to take this cable right here, and we're going to plug this cable in, right? Which can be a little bit tricky because you have to bend it a little bit. And the cable is not really so difficult to put in because it only goes in one way. So you kind of have to push it up in here until and you'll hear it like kind of click. And also after when you're pushing the cable in, you'll notice that it's got this little there's a little hole here, and there's a little divot on here. So this will actually lock the battery in place. So the hole and the divot will actually line up if you put it in correctly, and you kind of like just make sure that's solid. And that is installing your new battery, right? And you're making sure that it's secure, yeah, because you don't want anything happening. All right, now once you've got that done, all you have to do is like put the screws back in. So what I do is I start with the middle screw, and I will go ahead and hard to do this with one because this thing's magnetic, right? So okay, so battery is in, like everything's secure. Yep, check, all good, all dusted out, nice and clean. And now I can like put my back cover on this. So you've got a battery in there, so it's designed to be used. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kind of give this a test. I want to make sure that my PC will boot up, right? So I'll make sure that the Mac boots up by flipping it over. And this old battery, I'm actually going to save that. So I've cleaned it off. I'm going to stick it in here, and I'm going to save it just in case something like screwy happens with this one. And maybe if I give this time to kind of like to age a little bit and power down, then it'll actually start working in. You never know. So in the meantime, let me flip this over. Right here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to power my PC and power up my Mac and see if I start getting any lights and stuff. So hold on. Okay, so I've just replaced the battery, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a test run. So I've got my MagSafe connector right here. And remember, before when I was plugging it in, I was not getting any like lights or I wasn't getting an amber or green light, right? So I'm going to like go ahead and plug this guy in and see if we get a light first. Bing bong, there it is. Okay, now if you'll notice, it was green before, but this is a new battery, right? So it hasn't been charged yet, so that's why it's actually switched over to amber. So that means that the new battery is charging, right? Once it's fully charged, it will turn to green, and that means that there's no more electricity being sent to the battery, right? So right now my new battery is charging, and let's see if my Mac will turn on. Oh, it's already turned on. Okay, that's new. So anyways, like I'm logging in right now. Now, one of the problems I was having before is that it would go through this process and then it would get to a certain point, and then the Mac would actually cut itself off and say that I had no battery. Okay, I totally skipped the login screen. All right, cool. Here I am, and my Mac is up and running. And let's check my battery. All right, so we got my battery icon here. Calculating time until full. Okay, good, very good, very good. Right, so before, for a few months, I was actually getting an error here saying like that I needed to service the battery, which I didn't do, and that's probably why this whole thing started. So now it's actually calculating the time until my new battery will be charged, and so that means that the battery replacement was successful. So like I guess the proper way to use your battery is like you can leave your MacBook Air plugged in all the time, that's fine. But you are going to want to let the battery cycle itself sometimes. So that means that you're going to want to unplug this thing and like let it like run until the battery kind of runs down, at least maybe once or twice a month, because that actually helps to like cycling it keeps the battery healthy. I mean, your MacBook Air has a battery in it for a reason. So it's designed to be used as a travel laptop or travel like a PC, right? So don't be afraid to use your battery, and actually leaving it plugged in all the time is not necessarily going to it's going to like shorten the battery life a little bit, but it's not going to like blow up your computer or anything. You can do that, but I do recommend like, you know, letting your battery like actually be useful sometimes by like unplugging it and taking it out and like working from a cafe or the beach or whatever, you know, at some point. Okay. So yeah, this guy is going to be like charging. I think it'll charge for the next like maybe full charge will take about maybe 4 or 5 hours if I remember, and then after that, you know, I can like totally unplug this and like go on about my business. So I think that is pretty much it for this video. So I'm going to like you know, let this guy do his charge thing. I'm not going to work on him tonight, and I'll like clean up around here. I've still got some I've still got these screws that I need to put back in for the actual bottom of the Mac, so I'll go ahead and stop this and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this Mac down. And then once I put the screw, then I'll like let him charge up again. Yeah, I'm an EVE Online player, or I was. So yeah, so once I put the screws in, I'll like plug this back in and let it charge fully, and then we're good to go. Right, and that is how you replace your MacBook Air battery. Now, one thing like you might notice right now is like if you're looking at your Mac and you don't see your battery icon should be up around here somewhere. But if you're not finding it, or you can't see the charge percentage or whatnot, and you're having problems with it, all you have to do is you have to just go to your Apple icon over here, and you go to System Preferences, and so what you're going to do is you're going to go to your Energy Saver menu, right? And then you'll have all of these options right here, but what you're looking for is this show battery status in menu bar. So you just click this, and when you click this, your battery icon will pop up. So take it off, and then click this on, put it back on, and that will show your battery status, right? So if you're having trouble finding your battery status, just remember it's under System Preferences, like a menu right here, right? Okay, hey everyone, this is Walter, and it is the next day. Actually, it's around like 5 p.m. On the next day after I installed a new battery. So as you can see, my MacBook Air is running fine, and it's not running with the MagSafe adapter, right? So it's completely adapter free. And I actually unplugged it last night this morning before I went to sleep, and it's been running without the adapter ever since. And let's see, right now it's still going pretty strong. So since about 3 a.m. it's been running without the battery, and it's only dropped to 91%. But that's because I haven't really used it at all today, so I'm just kind of naturally letting the battery drain itself. So I'm not doing any like graphics, heavy graphics design, or any like web surfing or anything on it really. I've been kind of playing around on my iPad all day instead. Yeah, but as you can see, the battery is functioning fine, and it's got a really pretty good lifespan going on right here. So like, it hasn't dropped power, it's only down to the 91%. So this battery is working well. So I would say mission accomplished. So you're going to want to like keep testing your new battery for at least about a week, I would say, just to make sure that there's no problems or no hiccups with it. You know, keep powering it up and letting it like drain itself a few times just to like see if there's any issues. But if it's a new battery and it's a good quality one, then you shouldn't have any problem with it. And that really pretty much wraps it up for this video. Alright everyone, so I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you find this information useful, and that pretty much wraps it up for this video. So I've got to get ready to kind of run off to work in a little bit, but I wanted to say, like, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be making more like educational videos and like kind of gaming videos, and videos involving my Wildfire Universe character. That you can see I'm still rocking Alex right here. But yes, I'll be making a lot more videos lately covering like different aspects of technology and like graphics design and game making. So please, like, if you like my content, feel free to leave your comments at the bottom. Don't forget to stop by my online store. I'll also put a link to that down at the bottom as well, so you can stop by and check out my merch. But until next time, I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you all again soon. And also, don't forget to check out my Twitch stream, because I'm still playing Anthem on Twitch right now, even though the game is broken. So I am on Twitch. I'll be Twitch streaming normally every Wednesday and Friday, and maybe on Saturday or Sunday once my schedule kind of calms down a little bit. But definitely, if you're on Twitch and you like games, come check me out. In the meantime, like, that's it for now, and I will see you all again very soon. Have a good week, and I'll check you later.